to another episode of Saturday Night Horror. Now tonight I'm excited about it because I'm going to watch a movie that I've only seen one time. Now it premiered on the Syfy channel in late 2011. I want to say October of 2011 is one of their, Friday night sci-fi movies, I believe. It was called 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. Now, I remember them hyping this movie up. They would play trailers for it, making it seem like it was this huge premiere, and it worked. I was excited about it, man. I could not wait to watch this thing. Now, usually these sci-fi Asylum movies, they fit in the category of so bad they're good. And I was expecting the same thing for Zombie Apocalypse. To my surprise, not only was this not bad, but it was friggin' awesome. And I just remember thinking, holy crap, a sci-fi movie that was awesome, that is very rare. And since then, I had long forgotten what the movie was called. I would always try to find it, but I couldn't remember exactly what I was looking for until a few weeks ago. It finally occurred to me to use common sense, since Ving Rhames is in this movie, to look up his filmography. And sure enough, Zombie Apocalypse was the name of the film. I looked it up. It was brand new on DVD for $2 on Amazon. So hell yeah, I picked it up, and now I'm going to watch it because this movie, I hope it's as good as I remember it was. Because let me tell you something, folks, I enjoyed the hell out of it when I watched it almost 10 years ago. I cannot wait to watch it again tonight. So Zombie Apocalypse is our movie. Cannot wait. In the kitchen, I found a recipe called Healthy Chilli Con Carne. Never had chili con carne, so it's going to be interesting. It actually looked pretty good, so we're going to give it a shot. That's what we're going to make tonight. So our movie, 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. In the kitchen, Chilli Con Carne. I think it's going to be an awesome night, and I cannot wait to get it started. So without further ado, let's go out to the kitchen. Let's get this chili made so we can go watch our movie. I'll see you in the kitchen.
Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen and have ourselves a snack.
Alright everyone, here are the ingredients for the healthy, possibly healthy, chili con carne. I sliced up a green pepper, and we've got garlic. And if you're wondering why I have so much garlic, you're actually supposed to chop up an onion. I went in the fridge and both my onions had started to go bad, so I added a bit more garlic. That may have been a very bad decision. We'll see. Of course, we have our hamburger meat, but it's mostly frozen. I decided only a few hours ago that I was going to make this, so it hasn't thawed out completely. And that noise you hear is Bella over there. She jumped on the counter. We have extra virgin olive oil, Worcestershire sauce, green chilies. We have diced tomatoes. You're supposed to use crushed tomatoes. I don't have any, so I'm using diced tomatoes. I'm going to put some tomato sauce in there as well. Chicken broth, oregano leaves, unsweetened Hershey's cocoa powder, ground cumin, chili powder, and paprika. So we got a lot going on. Some of the ingredients I do not have, so I'm improvising. This will be interesting to see how this turns out. I'm glad I'm filming this because if it turns out to be awesome, I'll have my version with all these ingredients here, so yeah. So with that being said, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook the garlic and the pepper and some olive oil. So let me go ahead and get that ready, and we'll be back. Alright, we have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in the pan. And now we're just going to add our garlic and our peppers. Alright, and we're just going to let that cook for a little while. So, let me go ahead and get it mixed in with this oil here. I'm really bummed out that the onions went bad. That bag of onions did not last long at all. Never had onions go bad that fast. That was insane. Alright, so I'm going to let this cook for a while, and we'll be back when it's done for the next part. Alright, so our peppers and our garlic have been cooking long enough, so now it's time to add our meat. And most of it is still frozen, as you can see, so that's going to take a while. And now that I've actually put it in there, I probably should have cooked the meat first, but it is what it is, so we'll come back once it's almost done, because like I said, most of it is still frozen, so it's going to take quite a while. Now you can put the meat in the microwave to kind of thaw it out, but I don't like to do that. I don't know, I'm weird about it. I just like to go ahead and cook it, have it thaw out as it's cooking. I know that sounds weird, but you know, I am who I am. So we'll be back when the meat is coming along pretty well. Alright, so I probably should have cooked the meat first. It's going to take a little bit longer than I thought originally. But like I said, we'll come back when it's almost done. Alright, so the meat is finally coming along. I've been chopping it up. I'm going to chop it up some more. Because you know me, I gotta have that meat, the chunks as small as humanly possible. But the meat is almost done. And I really, really wish those onions hadn't turned bad, man. Although I'm definitely missing the onions in this right now. So I'm going to finish off this meat, and when we come back, we're just going to add everything else and cook it all together. Alright, we're ready to add everything else. And the first thing we're going to do is half a teaspoon of oregano. Alright, up next, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Alright, after that, 2 teaspoons of chili powder. That's 1. There's 2. Alright, up next, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. There we go. Alright, after that, 2 teaspoons of the unsweetened Hershey's cocoa. There's 1. There's 2. Up next is a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Now I don't know how much a dash is, but that looks good. Alright, up next we have 2 cups of beef broth. And then we have our diced tomatoes. And like I said, I didn't have some of the ingredients, so a lot of this I'm improvising, and this is an experiment, so to say. Up next we have tomato sauce, which was not on the list of ingredients, but I'm putting it in anyway. I don't know if this is going to turn out well or not. And last but not least, our green chilies. Alright, give me a minute. I'm going to mix all that up, and then we'll let it cook. So I'll be back when it's mixed. Alright, so everything is mixed, and I'm just going to let this cook for a while, try to thicken that up a little bit. So, we'll be back shortly. Alright, so now I'm really worried about how this is going to taste. That was not 2 cups of beef broth I put in. I put in 2 cups of chicken broth, like a moron, because I was not paying attention. So I have no freaking clue how this is going to taste. Yeah. So the moral of that story, ladies and gentlemen, is open your eyes and pay attention to your ingredients so you don't put in chicken broth instead of beef broth. So yeah, this will either be a glorious mistake or an unmitigated disaster. The jury's still out. We'll find out shortly. Alright, so it's been cooking for a while and it's not getting any thicker, so we're going to call it done. So I'm going to put some of this in a bowl and we will see what happens. This will be interesting. Alright, so we got some in a bowl. We're going to try this out. This was a complete experiment. Wow. Holy crap, okay. That's actually pretty good, but that, it gives you that bite after a second. Yeah, that's good. It needs something, though. I don't quite know what, but it needs something. I'm going to sprinkle some cheddar cheese on it. But yeah, man, that, the experiment was a success. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm happy with that, man. So, let's go out front. Let's go watch our movie. Alright, so it's actually been a few hours. I wanted to wait for it to get dark. So before we watch our movie, we have to do the mandatory, absolutely necessary Jurassic Park movie poster shot. We don't have the Coca-Cola jingle anymore, but we got the Jurassic Park poster shot. We gotta have that one recurring theme. So here we go. Oh yeah. And as you can see through the window there, it's nice and dark out. But not only do we have the Jurassic Park movie poster, I got this earlier in the week. Velociraptor containment sign. I thought it was pretty cool. It was really, really cheap. So I thought I'd make a nice addition to the garage slash kind of sort of man cave down here. Oh, cool little thing to have. It looks good on the wall. Alright, let's go back in the house. Let's watch this movie, 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. Alright, here we are, 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. We're about ready to go. We just have to turn the last light in the house off. Alright, all the lights in the house are off. We're in total darkness, as we should be. Man, I'm ready for this. I'm so excited to watch this. Y'all have no idea. I've been wanting to watch this again for years. Almost 10 years. Alright, and Bella has decided to join me for the movie. Baby Bella. Man, it's been quite a few months since I've had a cat join me for Saturday Night Horror. About time. Alright, the movie is over. But before we talk about the movie, let's talk about the food. It was supposed to be Chilli Con Carne, and it turned out to be, I don't know exactly what you would call what it turned out to be, but in all honesty, it wasn't bad. In the words of Bob Ross, it was a happy mistake, or a happy accident, excuse me. So yeah, didn't come out as planned, didn't have all the ingredients, but it still worked, it was still good. So, I mean, the experiment was a success. I'll chop it up as a win, and maybe next time we'll make it like it's supposed to be made. I'll actually make sure I have all the ingredients. So yeah, the food was a success. Was the movie a success? Hell yes. Luckily, 2012 Zombie Apocalypse is still as awesome as I remember it being. It's one of those movies where the zombie apocalypse has pretty much taken over everywhere. They even get a brief little timeline at the beginning of the movie. June 3rd, which funny enough is my brother's birthday, is when this virus first shows up that starts turning people into zombies. By June 9th, my birthday, the entire European population, not just part of it, it actually says the entire European population has been infected. So what that tells me, what I get from that, is that every single living person, or used to be living person in the Europe, is now a zombie. Holy crap. It says by the end of June, the virus had gone to the U.S. The military had destroyed all roads and access leading to infected areas. Obviously, still did not do any good. So they detonated EMPs and took out all the electronics. Every electronic device in the country is now useless. Vehicles are useless. They did that in an effort to stop the virus. Obviously, it failed. So yeah, in 1 month, chaos just rained down upon the world. And the movie starts 6 months after the virus shows up, and you can see that it's just devastated everything. Cities are burning. There's hardly any survivors left. So in a matter of 6 months, this zombie virus has ravaged the entire world. And this movie is one of those movies where not only is it the zombie apocalypse, but you have to travel cross country to get to a destination. And I love movies like that. I love movies where you have to go cross country or these long distances in the zombie apocalypse and just try to survive. I love that, and this is awesome. So our main characters are trying to make it to Catalina Island because supposedly it's a safe haven. No zombies, no virus, and there's a ferry that actually takes survivors there, every so often. So they're trying to make their way cross country to get to the docks to be ferried over to Catalina Island, the safe zone. And we have quite the cast of characters. Of course, you have Ving Rhames, the star of the movie. Ving Rhames can do it all. I've never seen Ving Rhames in a bad role. He can go from badass to nerd to even make you feel sorry for him. He does it all. And just to show that he can do it all, watch this movie Holiday Heart. see the character he plays in that. Ving Rhames is awesome. So anytime I see Ving Rhames, especially in a horror movie, I know I'm in for a good time. We also had a couple other actresses who I've seen in other shows and other movies, and I had forgot they were in this movie. You have Taryn Manning, who's been in plenty of movies and shows, but I remember her most for being in the new Hawaii Five-0 with Steve McGarrett's sister. Excuse me. We had Leslie Ann Brandt in this movie, who, when I think of her, I think of her role on Lucifer. She plays a demon Mazikeen, so that was pretty cool to see people that I recognize from other shows and movies in here, along with Ving Rhames. The cast overall, usually with these horror movies, I don't care about the cast. They're usually irritating to me, and I can't wait for them to die. That was not the case in this one, except for one person. The majority of the cast I was rooting for, man. I actually enjoyed them, except for Taryn Manning's character. Her character Ramona was just so irritating, and if anyone was going to die, it should have been her. She plays one of those typical, irritating, whiny, crybaby zombie survivors where her friends have turned into a zombie, and for some reason she still thinks there's something she could do to help them, and she wants to go back, and we can't leave him there. He's dead. He's going to kill you. Yeah, go back there, please. Save us all the trouble of having to listen to your irritating whining the entire movie. She's one of those characters where she always wants to go back, and then when something happens, she yells at everyone else and blames them for it, and she just offers no help at all. So her character was very irritating, and she did an awesome job of portraying that irritating character, even if it was unintentional. That's how I felt about it. So that was one person in the cast that I just wanted to see die. All the rest of them, I wanted them to live. Now, the thing that's cool about this is we see them go through these country areas, out in the open. We see them go to a high school thinking it's a safe zone. We see them go into small towns, big cities. You get to see a little bit of everything as they're traveling to get to these docks, so they can go to this safe haven on Catalina Island. And I thought it was cool because you get to see all these different areas during this zombie apocalypse. We have different zombies as well. We have our main zombies. We have ones that are smarter, a little bit faster, but for the most part, they're slow and stupid, which is how I like my zombies. We have a zombie dog, which was awesome, and we have a zombie tiger. That's right, almost 10 years before Army of the Dead had the white Bengal zombie tiger, 2012 Zombie Apocalypse had a zombie tiger. Not one zombie tiger, we had 2 zombie tigers. So Zombie Apocalypse did it first, not Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead was still awesome, but Zombie Apocalypse did it first. And we get to see Ving Rhames talk crap to a zombie tiger as he's fighting it. What else needs to be said? Ving Rhames versus a zombie tiger while Ving Rhames is talking smack. I mean, that alone would make me want to watch. But I do have to say, all in all, 2012 Zombie Apocalypse was awesome. I like movies like this, where you see what the zombie apocalypse has done to the world, and as these people are going to their destination, you kind of get to see that world, that you get to explore and see what's become of the world since this virus has taken over, since the zombies have taken over, and it's awesome, man. I love it. Now, there's not too much gore in it. It is one of those sci-fi / Asylum movies. There's gore, but it's not bad at all. The acting, surprisingly, for a sci-fi movie is pretty good. It's good. I can't say enough good things about 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. It's one of those movies that you hardly ever hear anyone talk about at all. I'll be surprised if anyone watching this has ever heard of it. But it is so good, and it's definitely worth your time. And like I said, it was $2 brand new on Amazon. You can't beat that. Now, there is a Blu-ray release, but it won't play in North American Blu-ray players. I can't remember what region it was, but it will not work in North America. So I got the DVD, and that's fine. I just wanted the movie in my collection. So yeah, Zombie Apocalypse, 2012 Zombie Apocalypse, definitely check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It is definitely worth your time. The next time we do Chilli Con Carne, I'll do it right. Well, yeah, I think that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Saturday Night Horror. It was an awesome night. The food didn't turn out like it was supposed to turn out, but it was still good. The movie was friggin' awesome. I have no complaints whatsoever about 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I know I had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, I will see you next week for the next episode of Saturday Night Horror. Y'all have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome week. Y'all take care.